All right, Russia has 40 IPCs to spend. It rolled 5 dice and got its tech, so that's paid for. It will be moving 2 of its minor factories this turn for 2 IPCs each. That leaves it with 31. It's going to use 15 of that to buy 5 infantry and 16 of that to buy 4 artillery. It will be declaring 3 attacks this turn. They're going to be coming into Finland with 1 infantry from Viborg. And now is the time to reveal their tech. They have self-propelled artillery. So the 3 artillery from Leningrad are going to come in there as well, as are the 3 fighters and the tactical bomber from the Baltic states. They will be attacking eastern Poland using 2 artillery from the Baltic states and 4 infantry from western Ukraine. They will be attacking Bessarabia using 1 infantry, 3 artillery, 1 artillery, 3 infantry, make that 2 artillery, and 3 infantry from western Ukraine, and then 1 infantry from Bessarabia. That's it for combat, so we'll start rolling some dice. Here's the battle for Finland. The Russians are coming in with 3 artillery, 1 infantry, 3 fighters, and a tactical bomber. The Germans are defending with 7 infantry, and they have an anti-aircraft artillery in the mix as well. So the anti-aircraft artillery gets to roll anti-aircraft at 3 of the 4 planes, and missed all 3. Okay, so 4 2s, 3 3s, and a 4. 3 hits. So that's the anti-aircraft and 2 of those. So, whoops, 7 infantry defending, and they got 3 hits. That's pretty good. So that's 3 of these. Let's go 1 more round and see what happens. So they're only going to have 5 this time. May lose a plane here, but let's just have a look and see what happens. 2 hits. I suspect this might be it. We may be retreating after this. Two hits, yeah. Lost a plane, and so the combat was unsuccessful. The Russians will retreat from this. Okay, in the battle for eastern Poland, Russia's coming in with 2 artillery and 4 infantry. All 4 infantry are supported because this is enhanced artillery. So that's 6 2s versus 4 2s. 1 hit, that's pretty bad. So 1 of those. 2 hits. So 4 versus 3. No hits, Jesus. 1 hit. 3 versus 3. Wow. No hits. 1 hit. There's 1 more poke. No hits. Jesus. 2 hits. Oh, unbelievable. That's terrible. Okay, so Russia loses the battle. Okay, Russia's coming into this battle with 2 enhanced artillery and 4 infantry versus 2 infantry and 3 artillery. 1 hit. Jesus Christ, these guys are doing terrible. No hits. Well, that's a little bit better. 2. Much better. 4. No hits. Wow, this is going considerably better than the last battle. No hits. Spoke too soon. 1 hit. 2 hits. Battle's over. Germans reply. No hits. So, Russia takes the territory with only 1 casualty. A much better result this time. Okay, non-combat movement for Russia. The fighter planes, or the fighters and the tactical bomber will land back in the air base in Stalingrad. All of the forces in Baltic states are going to move into Stalingrad as well. 2 of the infantry that are already in Stalingrad are going to move into Vyborg, and 2 of the infantry are going to move into Archangel, as is the factory. The factory is going to move. The infantry in Belarus is going to move into Baltic states as a blocker. 1 of the infantry in Russia is going to be railed to Belarus as a blocker. 1 infantry will move forward into Smolensk. 1 infantry will move forward into Bryansk. In terms of down south, the artillery and anti-aircraft in western Ukraine are going to move into Ukraine. The infantry in Ukraine is going to move up to western Ukraine. The factory in Ukraine is going to move to Rostov. The only other 2 moves, 1 of the infantry in Moscow is going to take the Trans-Siberian Railroad to Amur, and the guy who's already in Amur is going to go into Korea. So give me a sec to set up the board and we'll come back with placements. Okay, placements. Remember, factories, when they move, can produce 1 fewer unit. So a factory that can produce 3 can only now produce 2. So I'm going to put an infantry and an artillery in Archangel. And I'm going to put 2 artillery into Rostov. Sorry, 2 artillery into Stalingrad, and 2 infantry into Rostov. No, let me reverse that, sorry. 2 infantry into Rostov, or 2 artillery into Rostov, 2 infantry into Stalingrad. And then the rest of the units are going into Moscow. 1 artillery and 2 infantry. Okay. In terms of income, we only have 1 change, and it's Bessarabia is no longer German. So if we adjust the income chart, Russia goes up from 37 to 38. Germany goes down from 44 to 43. So Russia has a base income of 38. And they are now eligible for bonuses. So 38 IPCs base. And then let's have a look at what they could get. They still own the Ukraine, they still own the Urals, and they still own Siberia. So that's 3 IPCs for owning those. So that's a bonus. They still own Leningrad, they still own Stalingrad, they still own the Baltic states. That's 3. They don't own Eastern Poland, but they do get 5 for owning 3 of those. And they're not into any original German territories or pro-Axis territories just yet. So I think that's all the bonuses. So the Soviet Union is going to have 38, and 8 is 46 IPCs to put into its coffer for next round. That's not bad, actually, now that they're at war. So we'll get rid of this. And we'll do our disposition of forces. Okay, starting in the east. In Korea, there are 20 infantry, 2 anti-aircraft artillery, 1 tank. In Amur, there's an infantry. Coming over this way, in Russia, in Moscow, there are 2 infantry and an artillery. In Smolensk, there's an infantry. In Bryansk, there's an infantry. In Archangel, there are 3 infantry, 1 artillery, and 1 moved minor factory. In Leningrad, there's 2 fighters and a tactical bomber. There are 2 anti-aircraft artillery. There are 2 artillery, 2 mechs, and a tank. In Vyborg, there are 2 infantry. In Baltic states, there's an infantry. In Belarus, there's an infantry. In western Ukraine, there's an infantry. In Bessarabia, there are 3 infantry and 2 artillery. In Ukraine, there are 2 artillery and an anti-aircraft artillery. I think I said infantry in Bryansk, but if I didn't, there is one there. 2 artillery in Rostov, 2 infantry in Stalingrad. So that's, naval forces. We do have still all the original Navy on the board. We have, in C-Zone 115, a cruiser and a sub. And in 125, convoying the Germans right now, a Russian submarine. Okay, that's all she wrote.